Yo, yo, what up, guys? What is up? How are you guys doing today? What's up? What's up? Who is the unfortunate one? Well, you guys are about to find out. Thank you guys for tapping in. We're continuing our series here on the channel, kind of branching out and doing some different things. I hope you guys like what we got going on over here. Um, the podcasting has always kind of been up in the air, but now that I could focus on some content, gaming wise, and then do some podcast stuff, IRL stuff. But I wanted to start this series. If you guys didn't get to catch the last one, we sat down with the Reef Effect. And can you guys hear me? Make sure you guys can hear me. Hold up. Blah 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 blah. Okay, you guys should be able to hear me. So, anyways, yeah, we're gonna sit down with the unfortunate one today. I met him through another streamer at the time. We were, Splitgate came out, and we were playing, and I'm really kind of hesitant when I stream with people. You guys got to know me here. I just don't stream with anybody. I feel like after a certain point, I just don't stream with anybody. But I streamed with as a quad one time, and Fortunate was there, and he seemed like a really cool guy, really genuine. And I started dropping in on his stream. He was a guy I could relate to. He's a family guy and things like that. So I got to know him more and more, and we would talk more off stream, and I was just supporting him for afar. You know what I mean? So we've built like a good relationship over time, and we have the same kind of goals and things like that. So I wanted to get some time to sit down and talk to him a little bit more because I talk to him a lot about certain things we got going on, but I don't know much about him as far as an individual, what things he's been through, what he's going through, what outside of streaming, time content creation. So with that being said, let's bring in our homie here, the unfortunate one. Thanks for joining us, brother. How are you, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good, good. Thank you, man. I appreciate you taking the time to be here, man. I know that all of us got stuff going on, so I appreciate you just taking a little bit of time to chop it up with your boy, man.
No, of course, man.
Cool, cool, man. So we'll just get right into it, man. First of all, one of the, it's crazy how we met because we met through another streamer, and how many times have you met or played with other people and then never talked to them again?
Like it's actually more common than meeting somebody and keeping a relationship. I noticed that like streaming is people have an expiration date when it comes to their effect in your life, and it's like some of them is longer than others. Some of them have a longer shelf life, and I just noticed a lot of people I've met that I'm cool with, and you either don't hear from them again or you won't hear from them for months. So like when you do find those people that you can keep relating to and talking to, I hold on to that, man.
Yeah, definitely. I can relate to that. One of the first questions I like to ask people is, once I get to know them, and it's like, so how did you come up with your name? Why the unfortunate one? Like, who is the unfortunate one? And why did you go with that name?
It's crazy. So the story of why I'm the unfortunate one is simply because like I go through a lot of unfortunate moments. Like it seems like it could be just gaming, but stuff happens in life. Sometimes my luck isn't on the best side, and I want to. It's not like at first it was kind of like a joke on the negative aspect of of life that we all have moments that just that's unfortunate, and sometimes you could just shrug it off, or sometimes it festers. You know what I'm saying? So like, um I came up with that name because I just thought it fit because like we went from like real life issues that we were dealing with at that moment, and then before we started streaming we were just gaming, and I noticed when I was playing with the homies any game, it could be even as simple as Minecraft, some BS happens, it always happened to me first. You know what I'm saying? So it was like every time that happens, and then I had somebody I was cool with them before I started streaming, and then they kind of fell off. But the one he's the one that would always say, "That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate." Whenever I got bodied, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna change my gamer tag type joint. So yeah, that's kind of that. It was kind of a name because I have a history of like sometimes things will fester, and as a human being, things get to you. You know what I'm saying? And then as a man, you're not supposed to let the world know it gets to you. And it's like then you just become bitter about it at the end sometimes. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna accept that. Hey, you know what? Life can be unfortunate at times, but let's turn it into something else. So I try to just turn the negative to a positive.
Cool, cool. I like
But
how you kind of just embraced it as a joke. I think those are the best kind of stories when it comes to getting a nickname or how something comes up because
mhm.
it's a story that leads to it being an inside joke to where like fuck it, and you rock with it, and that's kind of cool that you're like, that's unfortunate, and you could have gone with anything else, but you stuck with that, and that's pretty cool because I make fun of, I'm not make fun of, but I think it's funny that you get a lot of content creators or pages on Facebook or Twitch, sniper 123. How many freaking goddamn names do you see that? Like I've never
Yeah,
seen anybody name unfortunate one at all. you know, and
yeah.
so it's kind of unique and it's kind of cool that we hear the story behind that. So growing up, what were your favorite games? Like what consoles were you on? Like what gravitated you toward just playing video games?
Well, when I was a kid, I can't even remember what my first console was. I think it was the original PlayStation. No, the Dreamcast, Sega Dreamcast.
Whoa,
That was my first game.
nice,
That was my first console was a Dreamcast. I love that joint. I used to play Sonic Adventure on there. I didn't really get into first person shooters, hard body until like my later teens. The first real first person shooter I was hard bodying was the original Halo. That's what
nice,
brought me to Xbox. So like I started on the Dreamcast. I played just a lot of fighting games. I was like playing like the Street Fighters and Marvel vs. Capcom and all that stuff. Then I went to PlayStation and got into a lot of the story mode style games. And then Halo came out. And once Halo came out, I went to Xbox and never left Xbox.
nice.
So it's just kind of been a thing. Like I never really considered streaming to be like a career ever or gaming in general. But it was a time to try it. You know what I mean? So I was like,
Yeah,
I'm already playing games. People, we build communities, you build friendships, and funny shit happens. So it's like, you know what? Why not share with the world type joint? So
yeah, that piggybacks and kind of segues perfect to my next question. Like, how did you lead up to being a content creator? Obviously you were playing games already, but when did you sit down and be like, you know what? I want to try this. I want to do this. Like, just initially when you first started doing it, like, how did it lead to that point to where, like, you know what? I'm gonna start recording it and start putting stuff out.
well, funny thing is, before when I started streaming, never watched a stream in my life. I didn't even really know what streaming. When someone told me streaming, I was like streaming like Netflix. Like I didn't know anything about this. I didn't even know who Ninja was, none of that stuff.
Yeah,
Like I was completely ignorant to the streaming world. And the only reason that we even pursued this was because a few years ago, about 3, 4 years ago, I got into really bad car accident and it messed up my back. So when that happened, I've been a chef since I was like 16, like cooking and doing all this stuff. And you know, took pride in being able to move. You know what I'm saying? I tell you this, man, you take your back and your movement for granted because once you lose it, it's your whole world
yeah, I
changes.
can't even imagine. I know that you'd mentioned it one time before, the whole car accident thing.
Yeah. So when that happens, the job situation kind of dropped. I couldn't work and I was kind of like I went through a really bad, like really dark mental moment where I was just like, yo, like ain't nothing working for me. Kind of the unfortunate role kind of filled in and I was just like, this ain't really the move. Like I need to do something and I just couldn't. So I kind of lost motivation. I lost my drive for about a year. I didn't want to do nothing. I was just a vegetable, man. And the only thing I could do was play games because you don't have to move. So I noticed that like I was starting to play a lot more because I was like, I can't achieve anything with my body in real life. So let me go achieve something in a video game. So I would play games and try to be a good gamer on this game or try to be good at this or just have fun with this and be the best at whatever. And then like with the way that we build communities and stuff like that. And COVID hit, couldn't really go out and meet anybody. So we built communities on Halo, a game I play called Conan. We built huge communities, like 100 plus, and like everyone gravitated towards us. And then like everyone thought I was funny or whatever like that, and people thought I was a cool guy, and they were all like, "You should stream." And I was like, "The hell is that?" And I was like, "I'm not streaming. Like, what I look like?" They're like, "Bro, you already play games. Like, you might as well go on there." And then when someone told me, this may sound bad, but it's the truth. Somebody told me, yo, you can make money streaming. And that clicked to me. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I haven't been able to make a dime for 2 years. And I was like, I can make something, even if it's $100 and put something back on the table. I was like, I gotta try it. If there's a way for me to be able to be a man and provide for my family again, I gotta try it. So then like we was like, bro, we was like this close to being homeless, bro. Like it was that bad. That's how bad funds got. And then we tried it. We took the huge risk. Shout out to wifey. She got me my first computer, little man Tate, to stream on. And we tried. And like the first week was rough. But then once we figured out the technological stuff, it kind of became natural because it was like I'm already doing this on a daily because that was I was gaming. Now it's just a matter of communicating with people.
Yeah,
So it just
yeah,
it
that's
turned from a necessity.
yeah. So that's crazy that you're going through all this stuff in your life, and then COVID hit. A lot of people can relate to that.
Mhm.
I myself, when the COVID hit, I was unemployed for 7 months, and that's kind of I led more into being more serious about this because I had more time.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was doing everything at home and things like that. So when did you have that moment in your head, other than like you were doing it, and then you realize like, okay, there's potential for money, which you obviously said up front, right? But when did you realize like, damn, I'm gonna take this serious? Like, when did it come? Like, how far along were you before you're like, damn, you know what? I'm gonna really go into it. Because at first, obviously, like, well, I'm gonna do it because it makes money. But when did you realize, like, damn, I'm gonna take this shit serious and this is gonna be my job? Like, when did that I hit you?
So yeah, so when I first started, I didn't even I guess have faith. I was just like, I'm gonna try it. I don't think this is gonna be something in my mind. I was like, I don't like people enough to sit there and make them happy all day. Like I can't do this crap. I'm gonna just try it, just say I did it. And then when we had some people coming in, I started noticing some people coming in. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like I'm not talking to myself anymore. It gradually turned, but then there was one stream. I can't. I it's it was around the end of January. We were talking, and I kind of did my like I don't know if you know. Like I do my nightcaps. I kind of did my first ever kind of nightcap type thing. But it was a midnight owl hour. It was my first podcast I tried, which was dumb. I didn't have any followers to try it. So I was just like talking to myself, but people actually started to pull up. And then I got hella people came in with words of like, hey man, you've helped me with my depression. Hey, you've helped me with this. Hey, you've helped me with that. Yo, I've been having a rough time, but seeing you live and your laugh, or you're this or you're that. Or like people say that I go to other streamers and I say hi and they don't even acknowledge me. But when you come
Oh,
in, not
you
only do you say
nasty.
hi, but you remember what we've talked about. They're like, you just make me feel included.
Hmm.
And I was like, and they were like, I don't get that right now. So when I noticed that, like initially, it wasn't that streaming wasn't about the money, but the fact that like I was like, I can be able to provide for my family with people's graces. But the moment I realized I actually was impacting someone's lives, because I lost a lot of friends in my past life. I can't really share everything I've done in my past, but I've lost a lot of friends, and I lost like over 20 people I've known to suicide.
That's
So when
terrible.
I heard people were like, "Yo, you've helped me get out of this," I was like, "Damn, like I can help people." Um, so it was around January, like end of January, when I started. People came in and just started flooding it with that, like, "Yo, like this community," and it wasn't just me. I seen in the chat people talking to each other, building relationships, and like someone's going through something, and if I'm in a sweaty part of a game and I can't respond, I look and I'm like, I don't even have mods yet, and they're already like doing that, like, "Yo, I hope everything's all right. If you need to talk to me on the side, you can." Like the moment I saw was a supportive community, I was like, damn, like I can't give up on this. Like I can't. There's no way that you can give up on an impact. Money comes and goes. You can make it a million types of ways, but you can't fabricate impact.
Yeah. It's
So it
crazy
was
that,
like,
yeah, that you say that because a lot of people don't realize the the impact you can have on people that come in. Like, for
yeah.
example, me, like, I'm not the best at any damn game, and I jokingly say it all the time. But what I do provide is chopping it up and bullshitting because,
Hmm.
talking about that whole COVID thing, this is like a hangout for us without having to be anywhere.
Yeah.
Anybody could tap in and hang out and bullshit for a little bit, laugh, and then move on, with their day. And, I tell people all the time, hey, thanks for coming in, even if it's for a little bit. You know what I mean? Or, hey, man, this fucking sucks. Well, hey, dog, fuck this. And somebody else would be like, hey, man, it's all good, because without even realizing you were doing that. And then on top of what like, you did it for money, but on top of that, you realize, wow, I'm doing more than just making money. You know what I mean? I'm actually
Facts.
building relationships and things like that. And we've had these conversations offline all the time about, business. This is if you treat this like a business, a lot of streamers don't, and it's okay.
Hmm.
A lot of people treat streaming differently, and it's okay. I've said it before, and my community's heard me say it is everybody streams for a different reason, and that's okay.
Yep.
But when you start taking it more serious, you want to kind of associate yourself with the right type of people, especially when it comes to business. You don't want to be fucking with somebody whose business is all fucked up. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
facts. They
You-
mad messy.
yeah, you know what I mean. So as you gotten more serious, you're like, I'm taking this seriously. You said that. Now talk about becoming a full time streamer. Like, what was how did the decision making come? What was the thought process? Obviously you're a family man, you have kids, you have a wife. How did that come into where, like, damn, like this is gonna be my job? Like, walk us through the steps of like deciding like this is my job. I'm a full time streamer.
Yeah. Um, so at first when I got it, I got very like motivated when I saw that it was starting to move, when I realized it wasn't gonna be too stagnant. I started grinding. So I was like, I'm just gonna stream like all the time and da 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 and stuff. And I told my wife, like, baby, you gotta just let me have this. I got 2 years, I just been a potato. Now I gotta sprout. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do my thing. And at first wifey supported it to an extent, but then like we went back and forth a good bit because she was like, bro, what about us? Like, you can't. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I learned two things that I tell anybody that asks. If you have a family, you got to include them in your stream if you want to succeed. Like, not like put them in your streams, but like you have to make them feel like they're more than just, oh, that's my wife. Like, that's why I play games with my wife. I do stuff with my kids, because then at that moment, my job is still respected as a job, but it's accepted because they're included.
Yeah, well
You
said.
know,
Mhm.
and it's like you have to find balance. And at first, I didn't have balance. I was like, yo, I'm streaming, dude. When I first started streaming, I was 12, 14-hour pumping, like just going 12 hours, 6 days a week. I'm for my birthday month. They're like, what do you want to do for your birthday? I was like, I want to stream 12 hours for every day in the month of May. And I did it. I streamed for 30 something days straight with 12
Crazy.
hours each. And it was
You're
crazy.
fucking savage, dog.
Yeah, like I was like, ain't no way. I was like, "Man, I don't gotta walk. I could just sit here and do it." So it was just
Yeah.
like go, go, go. But then it was like me and wifey had a long conversation. She was like, "You got to find a balance, or it's not worth it." And I was like, "You're right," because like my family's my first support.
Mhm.
So it was like I just realized I gotta do this full time, but I gotta do it in a time where it's not gonna affect anybody. So then the first thing for making it full time was making the schedule and trying to match that schedule as best as I can. So it was like my wife goes to work in the morning, my kids go to school in the morning. And this upcoming year, my youngest is going to pre-K. So that might help a little bit. But it was like I'm gonna stream when everyone doesn't need me.
Correct.
So my
That makes
wife's at
sense.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like I'm gonna do it then. That my long push is gonna be during the morning. Then when I get off, I'ma just vibe with the family for a little bit, and then right when the kids go to bed, it's just me and wifey. I'll give her my time, and she could just join in on the stream. So it's like finding a way to balance it, to include when there needs to be inclusion, and to like just be like, yo, like now's my time to get off, and just kind of being able to balance the business and family. Once I figured that out, that was like kind of what helped me become more full time, because it was hard. I went from like OD full time to then part time, and then now I found that balance.
That's
So.
yeah, that's interesting because I know for myself I kind of went through that, you know.
Mhm.
I work at the time when I was pushing more and being more serious, I found my value in myself, and
Mhm.
hearing that the feedback from your community and fellow streamers like, "Hey man, you're doing good. You're doing this, you're doing that." And that's good to hear because it gives you that motivation. And I for myself, I've gone back with my wife a couple times. Me, I'm a let's see, I'm trying to think of the right words. I'm just the type of person that I get super involved into something. Like anything I've
Yes.
done in my life, I'm like I get addicted to something. I grew up playing, inline hockey. I was decent. Played that for 20 years. Tournaments, traveling all the time. I just always wanted to, show people that I was good and shit like that. I did jujitsu for 2 years, got into that. And then when I jumped into the whole gaming and streaming, I fucking head first. My dumb ass is like,
Yeah.
I want to fucking be the best at Call of Duty. I want to fucking, after a while, I was able to find myself and then, balancing because it's true. Because, you are a family man. You have to incorporate or mention that you have a family because a lot of people don't know. They just think that you're playing video games all day and you have nothing else to do. You have nothing else
Mhm.
going on. And one thing I do appreciate about you, and I've sat in your streams without even telling you I'm there. I've talked to you like you'll be streaming and I'll just be working. And you're pretty transparent as far as your life, as other than not, specific things are going on in your life. But you have kids, you mention them, they might be coming into the camera saying stuff, or your wife said, and that's good because a lot of people will show people that, hey, I'm human, I have a family, this is my job, but I'm not putting them away because some content creators they kind of like to separate it, which is fine. But I can relate to you because I do the
Yeah.
same damn thing. You know what I mean? So one thing that I found about streaming is don't worry about the people that don't like you because the people that like you are going to be relating to what you are and what you bring, on
Mhm.
camera or on stream. Because one thing that I was always worried about when I was streaming is like I try to get as many people in my stream. I want them, I want them, I want them. But after I realized like they might not fuck with me. And it's
Yeah.
okay. And it's okay. Maybe they don't like I'm a family guy. Maybe they don't like that I'm not a sweaty ass COD player. Maybe they don't like that I don't do scary games. So, feeling comfortable with yourself and on camera in your life is one of the big things that I would recommend to a lot of people that want to do this.
Yep.
Because if you don't have that balance and you're trying to juggle all this shit with two hands, it's tough. It's
Facts.
tough. So, going off of what you were saying and being a full-time content creator, like how do you keep that motivation going day in and day out? Because I know sometimes you hit a mental block or the you even though you're sitting there you still get fatigued. You know what I mean?
Oh
you
yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
know so like talk about how do you keep the motivation, like what do you do to like decompress and things like that to where once you get back you're like all right, cool, going 100 again and things like that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a few different outlets. I just you got to pace yourself. Like kind of like what you said too. It's a matter of like I did the same exact thing, man. I was headstrong when I first saw it. I was like, "Oh shit, I could do this." Boom. I'm like trying to be Sonic and then I bust my ass. And then I'm like, "Well, that
Rings
ain't going to
everywhere and
work."
shit. Ba-da-ding.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, "Oh,
Let me
this
pick
isn't
all those
working out."
bitches up.
Word. Now you try to pick him up and then you lost. Game's
Yeah.
over. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, nah. So I had to learn to pace myself. So it was like, you know, and like what you said is perfect. You know what I'm saying? You want to build a community that's not geared around you, but geared around your mindset. That it has to be like-minded people because if you don't, they're not gonna understand. And that's what I loved about like my personal community. They understand. Like if I'm like, yo, guys, I'd love to be live right now, but my back is wilding. They'd be like,
Hmm.
nah, get better. Or it's like, dude, last 2 weeks ago, I streamed Pokemon. I fell asleep on stream. I was playing
Nice.
the game and I was like, I'm so
Oh, did
tired, but
somebody clip
I
that?
I don't know. I gotta see because if not, I need to clip that
We need
because
to put that shit.
I was in the middle of a Pokemon battle going like this, and then next thing you know, I was like, so then I was like, I gotta go to bed. They were like, bro, go to sleep. So it's
Yeah.
like one, you just gotta know yourself. And what you said is perfect. Like self confidence. I tell you, man, streaming is one of the most underestimated industries, in my opinion, because I completely underestimated it. The stress, the
Yeah,
motivation,
it's not for everybody
everything.
for sure.
Yeah, so it's like especially if you take pride in what you do. If you don't take pride in what you do, streaming's a breeze because you don't care.
Yeah.
But if you give a damn and you want to be the best you and whatever, bro, it's stressful.
Yeah.
So it's like just knowing you just got to know yourself. Like, okay, today is just not the move. I'm not even going to go live because I know it's not going to be me. It's this
Yeah.
side of me that I don't really care to have out. So I get off and honestly, what works for me is I look at some clips and just see like the reactions and see some stuff, or like I'll go into other people's streams just kind of digress and just like watch and just be like, okay, let me switch the role. And I noticed like switching the role also has to be with the right people.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like meeting the right people. And like when I'm just like, let me just go vibe and chill, like I'll just be like, yo, I just take five. Um, my drive is different, so I can't really like be like because like I push no matter what, and it's like my motivation is I can't fail because I got a family to take care of, and
Hmm.
it's not about the money. Money helps, but now it's like we built something, and I can't let this just fall apart. Like I've already invested too much time,
Yeah.
effort, everything. It's like it's just the motivations there. You just can't stop. So it's like I personally, that's my thing. I'm like, I don't stop until I'm dead type shit. But
Yeah.
it's like, but you know yourself. And streaming definitely brought back my confidence because I felt worthless before I started streaming because of my back. And then when you meet some people that kind of like potentially put a bad taste in your mouth, as I learned myself from watching and just peeping and hearing other people's experience, the way you handle those situations, you do grow.
Hmm.
So it was like just like learning that, like just knowing yourself. The more you know yourself, the more you can pace yourself, and you'll just know when it's time to fall back and take a break. And I just say don't get comfortable.
Yeah.
The moment you get comfortable in grinding and in falling back is when you can fall. Because if you get too comfortable falling back and not streaming, then it's gonna be 10 times harder to come back. And if you're not comfortable grinding, it's not gonna be authentic.
Yep. That's one
So
thing that a lot of people don't understand. Like, there's so much stuff that leads up to just turning on that camera and playing. Everybody just
yeah,
thinks that you're just sitting there. So there's a lot that comes with it. And, some people, the mental side of it, sitting there for so long, especially with your back, keeping the motivation, because, one thing that I had issues with at first was like, and you mentioned it, is like, I gotta stream, I gotta stream. But if the vibe wasn't there, like, you're forcing a stream and
yeah,
people could see that. It's
hmm
not so much that you're trying to hide what your emotions are, but at the same time, that stuff matters, because, I spoke with it with Reef last week. You know, a lot of people, and it's okay. There's a lot of people, oh, it's okay. Don't look at the numbers. Just have fun. Well, fuck that. Have a
word.
business and just have fun and see where that leads. You've said it already. You put your time and effort. So I feel like if you're doing all those things all together, you continue growing, because you did say, yeah, the money is a factor, but it's not the only factor. But having that motivation to know that this is my career, but at the same time, building your community, all that raveled together keeps pushing you forward. And
hmm
when you see the feedback and the numbers and shit like that, that continues, that solidifies, like, hey, what I am doing is working. What I need to
hmm
do is keep doing this. Okay, that's not working, not do this. Because
Yeah, numbers matter,
yeah,
man.
and that leads to a lot of, I've had conversations with streamers off stream, and it's like, hey man, it's all good, bro. Like, you do it differently than I do. That doesn't mean I can't support you, but at the same time, it's just like, we're not on the same page when it comes to this.
Yeah,
I'm a full-time IT professional, and I enjoy doing that, and that pays my bills, but I enjoy and I want to do this more. Can I do that full time right now? No, it doesn't make sense for me right now. It doesn't. But I do everything else that I need to do to continue being a content creator, providing what I can
exactly.
with the time that I can, because numbers do matter. I don't care what anybody says, but if you're streaming just to stream, hey, great, all good. I know there's a lot of streamers out there that I'm cool with. They just stream just to stream, and they have no
hmm
problems with, that's their lane and that's what they want to do. That's cool, and I still support them, and they support me. But when you start, leveling up each month, I mean, each time, you want to start looking side you and see who's in your left and your right. And
Facts.
I'm fortunate, not unfortunate, to have met you,
Ah.
that to have met somebody like you, because I've met, Reef was the same way, and there's some other streamers I'll have on here too, that we see eye to eye when it comes to that. And that doesn't mean that we need to be in each other's balls and, be playing together all the time. But you see each other and you recognize each other, and you're like, damn, this guy is doing the same goddamn thing I'm doing. And you support them from afar or whatever. But it's good
Word.
to, get shoulder to shoulder with some of those people. And you mentioned that before, because after you start doing it, people come and go. I mean, I met hundreds of people,
Yeah.
cool people. And then after a while, you just fade off, and it's nothing bad. It just happens. People grow apart. Maybe you don't have anything in common, and maybe you cross paths in a chat room or anything like that. But in this business, people come and go all the time. And
Facts. And it
you
used to
got,
bother me.
yeah, and you got to be okay with that, because sometimes, it might not work. I play with people and they're like, damn, Jimmy, you're not, like, why don't you try harder? I'm like, dog, I'm not
That's not
sweaty.
me.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Why do you laugh when you die? Dog, that's me. Okay, now I know I can't play with them, because their type of content and their streaming is like, hey, we're trying to be the best. We're trying to get dubs. And it's like, cool.
hmm
That doesn't mean that we can't support each other. Like, hey, man, my bad, dog. I can't keep up with you guys, man. I'm the entertainment, not the game. My
Facts.
my chat and bullshitting with the chat is what makes a stream. One thing that I always say is, and this is just me, there's three things to the stream. There's me, the game, and chat. If all of those are working great, then it's a great stream. But if I'm sitting there being sweaty and not talking to chat, then it sucks.
Hmm.
If the chat's not really popping and I'm busting my ass playing the game, then there has to be that fluid, like where all three of them are working for me to be success. Because sometimes you can't force a stream how you were saying it earlier on, and keeping that motivation and checking the numbers, that
Hell
things
yeah.
kind of matters. So
You
now
gotta be
that
like the Avatar, man. You gotta master all the
yeah,
elements of streaming, dog.
yeah,
You know, hang that bitch.
right. So now that we've talked about how you come up with the name and how you came up with streaming, things like that. This was I met you this year, maybe like 6 7 months ago, maybe. So was this like a great year? Now that you look back and say, okay, how was 21? At the beginning of 21, what were your expectations? And now that 21's over, what do you look back at and take back from 21?
Man, that's a good question too. I remember when I damn. So without rambling, I'm gonna try to answer that quick. So when I hit 2021, the beginning of the year, my goal was because when we our first month, we got support from some people that they served the season. They were here. They got me to a certain point they wanted to get me to, and then they did their thing. But I needed that push because it helped me realize, okay, I need to set a goal, and I was like, I want to have 1,000 followers before the year's over. Like, I'm gonna push, and if I don't hit it, it's okay. It's just a goal. I was like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna get butt hurt. So I like, and then we freaking did it. We hit 1,000 by the first, and this is my first year streaming too. And we hit 1,000 our first year, which was humongous for me because when I first started it, I was like, I ain't gonna be shit. Like, this is nothing. Then I was like, it's not a matter of me being shit now. Now it's like my community's the shit.
Yeah.
Like, I love my people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I have faith in us. So it was like that was my goal. I was like, I want to be able to take this seriously. And I still kind of, I ain't gonna lie to you, I kind of half-assed it. Like there's some things that I was lazy on still, and I want to do this, but not this, and I'm gonna do this. Like I kind of still wasn't 100% in it, but we hit that. So that's why I was like, this year is gonna be completely different. I was like, I'm gonna hit this shit differently. I'm gonna give it 100% this year. But it was like last year, bro. The growth has been amazing. It wasn't just about finances because stars were good some months and not so good like that, but they balanced each other out. It was a solid, decent, consistent balance. So that was perfect. I was like, I want to be consistent with that, and I want to hit our followage, and I don't want to be that dude that's got 1,000 followers but 5 views.
Yep.
Like I don't want to do
I
that
see
shit.
that shit all the
Yeah,
damn time.
that shit. I
It's
was
like,
like, I
damn,
want it to be
how do you
real.
got
You know what I'm
2K
saying?
followers and nobody ever watching you ever? How the fuck
Yeah.
does that work?
So that's the crazy thing, and that was the one thing that I was happening a variety streamer. 'Cause that's another big thing, like what you said about the elements of being different types of streamers. That's another thing is knowing your product because you got to know who you are and you got to be confident. It's like selling anything, even if it's illegal shit. Like you have to know what your product is and you have to sell it like it's the best thing out or it's not or it's, if you don't have faith in your product nobody else will.
Yeah,
So it was like
exactly.
when I was like I'm gonna be a variety streamer and I'm gonna make it because people are like bro you're not gonna blow up and you're not gonna do good if you can't pick a game and stick to
Yeah.
it. And I was like bullshit, I want to be different. So like I could have stayed on Call of Duty. I played Call of Duty for the first 5 months of my stream, but it was like I was bored. I was like this is the
Right.
same shit every
Yep.
day.
I did that
And
shit too, man.
yeah, and I was like, and I felt bad because I was like, no disrespect to those streamers that like they made it playing one game. Like some people can do that, and like you just said, that's not me. I couldn't. I get bored, and then I notice I'm just like so I was like, I need to play games that I need to pick a rotation so it's still consistent enough. But I needed to switch those things up. So once I found that, I kind of feeded that into the followage joint. So that like grew and we hit our goal and it was great. But then I learned a lot too. So this year I would overall say was a great year because we got out of the financial hole that we were in. Um we were able to get that balance because wifey's job, hella, she got a dope. She wasn't able to find work too, but she got a job at Allstate, great, super like hold us down foundational job. And she's been doing fantastic. So both of us kind of found our bag and we secured it. And it definitely helped us as a family. So that was huge. Um, and just getting our confidence back. And then like our family never had a community, even physically in person. Like I got no one to watch my kids, bro. Like
Hmm.
it's just me, my wife, and my kids in Georgia. Like I have family 5 minutes up the road, and I haven't heard from them in 3 years.
That's
Like
shitty.
just what it is. You know what I'm saying? At the
Mhm.
end, I used to be bitter about it. Now I'm like, fuck it, bro. Like
Yeah, this is
I'm
my
gonna do
family.
me.
This is what I gotta. Yeah.
Facts. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then when we built this, I was like, now, like, dude, like my kids love like going on and people like, hey, Layla came on. Like, it's not just my community, it's my family's community.
Yeah.
Like people love seeing me, my wife, or my kids. It don't matter.
Hmm.
My dog gets love. Like
Hmm.
everybody gets love from the community. So that was a lot of our goals. I had one goal for myself and the rest are family goals. And
That's
that one
awesome.
goal for myself was the 1K. And I
That's
was like, if
awesome.
we can hit that, that'd be dope. The rest of it was how can my family benefit? And it was kind of a mutual thing. It worked out. So, and I learned a lot. Dude, like how we talking about streamers come and go. Like when I first started, streamer pissed me off on stream. I cursed him out. I'd be like, bro, you ain't shit. Like, why are you doing this? And I didn't care because I was always, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be 100% authentic.
Yeah.
And I was like, being authentic does not mean being ignorant.
Yeah.
I gotta stop. So
Yeah.
I was like, I like call because and it wasn't like I would just be a dick, but someone would come into the stream and they feel some type of way and call me out, and I'd be like, what? I'm gonna address you right here in front of everybody. And then I was like, I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
I'm
not
not gonna
even
waste
giving
my
them
time and energy. Yeah.
word.
I do the same thing. If somebody comes and gives me a hard time, I just block them. That's it. I don't have
Yeah,
time. I don't have time
facts.
to give you. You know, they do that for a reason. They're trying to get that rile out of you, and that's good that
Exactly.
you caught yourself because you're like, fuck it, fuck you, blah 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 blah, right? Then after you sat
Hmm.
back and you're like, probably not the best move.
Yes.
You
So it
know
was
what I
like
mean?
you see a lot of
Yeah,
growth.
you don't
Yeah.
regret it, but you probably won't do it again.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, fuck
Yeah,
it still,
yeah,
but you know
fucking
what?
stuff. But you know what? Next time, maybe not give so much. Because I've seen streamers like bigger streamers. Obviously, people go in there and give them a hard time, and they lay into them, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that and how you want to go about your business. But
Yeah.
for me, I'm the same way, man. If somebody starts giving me a hard time, I just block them. I have no time to focus on negativity. I got so much positive
Same.
things going on in here in the stream. We're having fun. Like, why the fuck do I need a Debbie Downer in here just trying to give me a hard time, trying to get a rile out of me? So now that you talked about
Word.
21, like, what does 22 look like? What's your, as a content creator, like, what are things that are goals in your head that are like realistically attainable? Like, what do you want 22 to look like for you?
Um, I don't know. I just want to show. I just want to do better. Like my biggest goal this year is going to be quarter badge. That's going to be the biggest
Yeah.
goal for me. That's my personal. I always do one personal one, and it's definitely the supporter badge. I want to get that by the end of the year. I know it's really hard for creators to get, but I feel it's obtainable. It's people get it, so it's there. That just because it's hard doesn't mean it's not obtainable.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm gonna do it. Like we're gonna get that shit, and that's like kind of my main goal. But the other thing is like I just want to be a better me, man. Like at the end of the day, like I wanna learn more about the technological side of streaming because I feel like if I can start making that kind of more of a native tongue to me, then I can be more successful when it comes to things. Because bro, like even like with you, when we be talking about stuff, and you be like, oh yeah, you gotta do this, and that. I'll be like, what?
I
Like
feel
I
you,
don't know
man. I feel
anything.
you. Yeah, I think
So,
that's a lot of things in my last a lot of people in my community know like I have an IT background
mhm,
and leading up to this like this was all cake for me to figure it out. And I'll
yeah.
meet people who are really successful at this already like I don't know how to do this. I had somebody help me do it. And I'm like, I get it, but I feel like if you start getting into something, you have to start learning how to use your tools
Yes.
and things like that because yeah, you could be successful with everybody doing shit for you and that's cool. But I pride myself on, making my own overlays. I mean, doing my overlays, all my alerts, my,
Mhm.
everything. I pride myself on doing that. I make my own clips and shit like that. Other people get other things done, and that's cool. But me as myself, I'm a one-stop shop and I pride myself on that. And a lot of people can't say that. So that's good that you're like, hey, you know what? I need to learn how to do this shit. Like I'm getting by now, but I really need to learn. And that's good.
Word. It's like to be I mean, at the end of the day, man, how many people I'm a self-made man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like my business is self-made. And at the end of the day, I don't know shit, but everything I'm doing, I learned. I had to
Yep.
learn because the one thing is I learned too from like other streamers potentially like what you said about like-minded is man, not everyone's trying to help nobody.
Yeah.
Some people are and I feel like me personally, it may be a shot, but it's just my opinion. I'm not afraid. If
Yeah.
you need help and you do better than me, God bless,
Yeah.
bro. Who
That's
cares?
one
Like,
thing too that a lot of people that I felt like 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 I was able to figure things out and I would show
Yeah.
people and they're like, damn, you're really the show. Like, yeah, man, I feel like when I was doing this, nobody fucking helped me. Nobody.
Exactly.
Even like people
Yeah.
in my own city that were streaming bigger than me or people I got to know, they didn't want to fucking help me. I got to know them and I don't have nothing ill will against them or like, hey, why the
Mhm.
fuck don't you help me? I get it. You know what I mean? Some people are like, hey, I had to figure it out myself. You fucking do it yourself, which is cool. But me, if I feel like my mother, rest her soul, my mom always said when I was little, if there's something you could do to help somebody, help them.
Do it.
If
Yeah.
you can help them and it's not that much of your time, then do it. What they do with it
Mhm.
after, it's up to you. So I've
Facts.
spent time and helped people out, and they're like, all right, cool, thanks, Jimmy. Never hear from them again. Hey, I did it because I wanted to, not because I wanted to get something in return. And I get
Exactly.
vice versa, where like, damn, man, Jimmy went out of his way to help me and blah, 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 blah. And not that I wanted a feedback, but it feels good. Like, damn, I did it because I wanted to, and he's really appreciated.
Yeah,
So that's one
exactly.
thing in this business, you start getting up the chain and just like, I've said this before, and I think I've told you before. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's not a competition. You're not my competition. You're not my competition." Cool, that's fine. But me, I see you as competition, but a healthy competition. Like, damn, Miko's tearing it up. This fool's doing this, this, and this. I need to do this. You know,
Mhm.
Reef is over here.
Motivation.
Yeah, Reef is over here making his own shirts now. His wife's involved making shirts, making merch. Like, damn,
Mhm.
that motivates me. Seeing
Yeah.
somebody do good motivates me. Not that, oh, fuck them kind of deal. I just
Yeah.
that motivates me. So it's like friendly competition as within like people that you look at like a peer, like damn, like this fool's tearing it up. I want to do good too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I have that hate
exactly.
because some people I've had it and I felt it, but I'm not gonna say how about it or anything.
Yeah.
I see people supporting me after I start doing really good. I don't hear from them.
Mhm.
It's just like, damn, man, I thought we were cool. Like all of a sudden, like you can't fuck with me? All right, cool. It's no big deal. I feel it. Anytime that I've been chats or blah 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 or they don't come around, I just feel it. Like after a while you feel like, damn,
That
this fool's
energy.
that fool's not happy that I'm doing good.
Mad bitter. Yeah, they get
Yeah,
bitter
I
about
could
stuff.
feel it. It just like I
Mhm.
don't understand that. Like, why the fuck do you care what I have going on or not going on? How should it affect your life? But it's all good. You know what I mean? So now that you talked about 21 was good, 22,
Yeah.
I know that's a personal goal myself too, is a supporter button. And now more than before with the outreach being lower, that supporter button is so hard to get. You know, with that supporter button, I felt like that was the thing to let people know that I made it. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah,
But
that was more important than partners
yeah,
sometimes.
but you're and in my opinion, you're a perfect example of you don't need that supporter button because what you're building and what you're doing is working
Mhm.
and you're making a living out of it. Is that supporter button good to have? Great, of course, but that's not going to stop you from continuing what you're doing and keep growing. So, I commend you for that because a lot of people don't get that
Thank you, man.
that satisfaction right away. Like, well, fuck, I don't got Twitch affiliate. Fuck this. I don't have Facebook. I can't get to the level up. Fuck this and shit like that. Because in this game, there is going to be a lot of failures. Good luck if you think that somebody's going to show up to your stream every time you turn it on. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
lot of people get pissed off, like, oh, fuck, I got off. I only got 10 likes. It's like you have to build your community. You have to build, it's more than just turning on the camera and playing games. And like,
Well,
that's why I
meanwhile,
respect you because I see that you do more
yeah.
than that.
Facts. And people don't understand, even if you're playing this for a game, it's still a business, bro. Like, and that's what people understand. Like, you look at a job, right? You get hired at a job, right? You have a guideline, you have a manager or some form of supervision to show you if you're doing the job right or wrong, and you get paid the same way as long as you're doing the bare minimum.
Mhm.
Your page, your wage isn't affected as much. I mean, unless you really drop the ball and you get fired. But you know what I'm saying? It's a more controlled environment around you that you don't have that much control over. Versus you doing this, Facebook's just giving you the platform. They're
Yep.
not giving you followers, they're
Yep.
not giving you stars, they're not giving you
Mhm.
likes. Facebook's not paying us. Like you have to become a partner to get other bonuses.
Yep.
Like there's so much you got to do by yourself and you have to learn through trial and error to make it. Those people that have those badges and stuff like that, like you can cheese the badges, you can, but it's like the badge doesn't mean nothing to me. It's just the only reason I want a badge is because I want to make stickers.
Yeah.
That's it.
Dude, no,
I
I know
don't
that
want it because of the
feature.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that feature, like that money is gonna like having that extra that button's not gonna make you more money. It's because
Because
you're
they would have
for
spent it anyways.
yeah, you're fortunate, not unfortunate. Do you have a community that supports you as far as financially and you provide a product how you say, and you're making a living off being a content creator. A lot of people they'll just take, and that's okay. A lot of people focus differently and how
Yeah.
they want to run their business. One thing that I've said before is like, oh, all these fucking hot tub streamers, like what the fuck, they get all these views, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. You know why? That has nothing to do with me.
That's their product.
That's their product. Those people aren't going to tune into me and vice versa. You know what I mean? My folks or my community ain't going to care about going in over there. You know what I mean? Maybe some of them.
Exactly.
but
Yeah, you never know.
but one thing I've always said, like, hey, go check out so and so, go check on so and so. I had one person from my community go to another streamer. Is like, hey, bro, I went over there. It was just too much, man. It's just too much. Hey, that's cool. Everybody has a different product
Mhm.
and how they want to run their channel or their page or their, not everybody's going to relate to you. But, one of my goals of this year is, I have 3 goals, and this is just my personal goals. It's continue the consistency,
Mhm.
continue focusing on the people that are here and want to be here, and the supporter button. That's just
Yeah.
my personal goal. Do I need I feel like 1 and 2 I can control. Number 3 I can't. But I feel like if you keep striving and keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna get there. But
Mhm.
you've proven, and I feel I've gotten over time that damn, this is a part-time job for me. I am making income doing this. I'm able to upgrade my shit. I'm able to give shit away. We're having fun. We're making clips, and things like that. And you mentioned it. Facebook gives you a platform. What you do with it's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to you. You know what I mean? So now that we've talked about, last year and the next year, like now that you look back at how long you've been streaming, like what are some tips and some advice that you wish you knew when you had started?
Oh man, it's damn near 90% of the stuff we talked about. I had no one tell me. I mean, granted, the one thing is, if you feel like you need to help, ask, but don't get butthurt. My first thing is you got to develop some skin. You have to have tough skin for this
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter if it's a viewer, it may be a member of your personal like support system before you started streaming. Anything. I mean, I know people that got overlooked by family. Like my own family was like streaming. What the hell? Like
Yep.
what is
Oh
that?
yeah, that's
And
another
then
thing too. Yep.
yeah, like you gotta make sure you gotta make sure this is what you want to do because there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna try to talk you out of it. So it's like you have to be confident in yourself to be like, I'm gonna do this shit. And if you're not, this will make you confident in yourself if you
Yeah.
got the drive. So it's
Or
like
or you'll find out this is not for you.
facts. You know what I'm saying? Like give it your all. And if it's not, hey, it's not. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But it's like that's one thing. Like the one thing I learned was just like, look at celebrities. You're not a celebrity, but you're a baby celebrity because the whole world's watching you.
Hmm.
The way you conduct your life, the way you do things, the way you react to certain things, the way you address certain situations, people will come into your stream and try you with political shit and knowing how to like get that out of there. Like I don't talk about anything politics, religion,
Yep.
anything like that. Like
Yeah.
you got to know that type of like you got to know how to gauge your community. Like okay, I can't talk about this, can't talk about that. You just gotta know there's a time and a place because people are watching you. And if you don't remember that, you will fuck up and people will hold you accountable because people are judgy. It's just what it is. And then even if they're supportive, someone will say something.
Yep.
And it's like, so that was my biggest thing was making sure. And that's why from day one, I was like, I'm not gonna try to be somebody I'm not.
Yep.
Be you because and that's why the first thing I tell anybody that's asking me shit because it's crazy because it's like now you got people like, hey, what do you do? And I'm like, I remember when I was that guy asking
Yeah. Who
everybody,
the
how do you
fuck
do it?
streaming? Oh, people show up.
Yeah,
Bullshit. You know what I mean?
word. And I was like, so I started streaming, and then I remember I had like followers. So it was like me, my wife, and like my dog. Shit, and it was like, yo, how do you do this? And then now people are asking me, and I'm like, damn, like people are already asking me what to do. So it was like the first thing that always spits out of my mouth, no matter what, is be you,
Yeah.
because no one can take that from you, and no one can copyright you.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, if you were you, you never have to fake it.
Yep.
So it's like if you try to be something like if I stream, I'm like, oh, I'm the new Jimmy Dukes. And the day I do Jimmy, what they're gonna be like, yo, I thought you was that. You will get called out so
I've seen
fast.
other streamers that we've talked about it like mimic or follow somebody's exactly way their way are. I'm like, whoa, hold on a
Yeah,
second. How the
it's like
fuck
a
is this guy doing?
circus.
It's like it's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Word.
And there's a lot of streamers and they have Dr. Disrespect, they have gimmicks. So that's different. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If you have a persona and shit like that, that's different. But I say that too is be if you're not gonna have a gimmick or persona like that, being yourself and accepting that not everybody's gonna like you is one thing. And how you're saying it's a tough skin. You know what I mean?
facts.
So
You
you know,
gotta
so you
be.
would say have tough skin when you're gonna do this, right? That's one of the things that one of your advice is.
Yeah, you need to, man, because and having a tough skin doesn't mean you have to show it. And this
Yeah.
is what I've been learned by my OGs. If you have to tell somebody you a gangster, you ain't a gangster. You are who you are based off of what people's opinions are of you.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, if I gotta show you my gangster side, I'm not a gangster. If I just gotta be me and people know what it is, and I'm saying gangster, but a
Yeah.
streamer.
Yeah. 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 You know what I mean?
But you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, it's like don't let nobody try you. But at the end of the day, you gotta know how to show them who you are without making a fool of yourself.
Yeah.
Because I've made an ass out of myself a few times. It happened,
Hey,
and I
yo, fuck
stand by it.
Arby's.
Yo,
But
dude,
nah,
yo,
just playing.
I was crying,
No,
bro.
dude,
Because
I had to
people
go
was
back
like,
and look at that shit. You're stupid. There were not even Arby's around and shit.
ain't no Arby's around. People was like, I like Arby's. I'm like, you realize it's a joke, right? Like, I don't give a fuck about what you're eating.
Right.
It's a joke. People say, but I like Arby's. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
If you're offended, this video is for you.
Right.
Like, it's
It
just like it
worked and
is
shit.
what it is. Word. Like, you just got to be comfortable in your skin because the content's gonna be authentic. So it's like you just got to be comfortable in your skin, man. And if you don't look at it like a job, regardless if you look at it a job or not, look at yourself like you got to know your self worth, man. Like another huge thing I actually gonna say real quick. Don't be a bro. The one thing you told me that one day we talked about that monkey shit
Hmm.
has stuck because it was like, don't be a monkey for someone's
Yep.
entertainment.
Yep.
Because like I did it, and not like being a monkey for anybody's entertainment, but it was like the drinking streams I thought was fun. I didn't mind drinking until I realized, damn, people will go out of their way to make you look stupid.
Yep. Yep.
You know
That's
what I'm
one
saying?
thing.
And
Yeah, I can't like that was one of my rules with my
yeah,
wife was like,
hmm
don't do anything that's gonna make you look stupid because you still gotta represent yourself and your
yeah,
family. And then you have kids and I have kids, like, oh yeah, I saw your dad getting faded on fucking stream the other day for
exactly.
fucking 500 stars. You know what I mean? It
hmm
just that's not a good look in my opinion. So I totally
hmm
get what you mean on that. So now that
And some people it works, but it's just
yeah,
like
if
it's
that's what
just
you
don't
want,
lose
yeah,
yourself.
if that's what you want and that's what you do, hey, that's cool. Because I've seen a lot of people do drunk streams and they get faded. Hey, that's how you want to run your business. I have I'm not gonna talk shit. That's how you want to do your thing. That's you.
Yeah,
You know, that's really is. And as you start getting up in levels, it's just like I don't want to associate myself with somebody who's always getting fucked up on stream. That's just me.
yeah,
You know, I'm fucking
word.
too old to care about and associate with myself with people wanting to do certain things on stream. But now that
Because them streams is funny, but
yeah,
y'all don't
exactly.
see what happens when
I
they turn the camera off.
yeah, yeah, dude. I have a couple of drinks on stream, but I never get like faded. Like I'll have a 2 or 3 beers, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I've seen other streamers that, big streamers, small streamers, it doesn't matter. They all throwing up and shit. That doesn't look good, you know what I mean? That's just me. Okay, so now that, you talked about the advice and things that you should have known, like now that you're comfortable being yourself, this is your full-time job, like what is the
mhm.
ultimate goal as a content creator? Like where do you see yourself like in 5 years? Like, damn, like this is I hope that in 5 years, like like what do you picture the unfortunate one doing as like a content creator? Do you see is this like a short-term thing? Is this a long-term thing, 5-year thing? Like what is the plan in your head as a content creator? Like how far do you think you could take this or want to take this?
Man. the okay, so gaming wise, me being a content creator on just playing games, that's not going to be for the rest of my life because I want to develop a brand. I don't want to develop a gimmick. I want to develop a brand that okay, this is the unfortunate one, this is this. I want to bring back my old like um what are those words called? Passions into this. I gaming was never like my crazy passion. It was fun. You know, who
Yeah.
doesn't like playing a video game?
Yep.
My passion is cooking and music.
That's dope.
And for me to be able to do them, my biggest goal in the next 5 years, I want to get a food truck. And once a year, I want to do like a crazy giveaway where whoever wins, me and the family drive to your state
That's dope.
and we feed your community.
That's
That's
dope.
what I want to do.
That's
That's
dope.
my thing, dude, to have a fucking mob munchies truck
That's dope.
and just drive around the block selling like shit and like and like the name of my dishes and stuff like that is gonna be stream related. It's gonna be stuff like that has to do with like the like every I don't know. It's gonna be
You
crazy.
want the
You know what I'm
Jimmy Duke
saying?
special and shit? It's a
Yeah,
little
you know what I'm
it's a little
saying?
piece of shit hamburger. It tastes good as shit though.
Tastes good. Lots of ketchup. You know
Let's
what I'm
catch
saying?
up.
But that shit would be dope, dog. Like, can you imagine that shit, bro? Like beyond us, like you having a streamer and you being like, "Yo, man," because then it gives people that chance to meet you.
Yeah,
Because some people want that, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, and like, not like on some, oh, it's there. I just want to say I met you. Like, you have an impact on
yeah.
someone's life that you may not know, and then you meet that person, and them voicing their impact that they got from you could be a life changing thing for you.
That's
So
crazy.
it's like, I get a lot from the people and they say, "Oh, I get this from you." I'm like, "I get a lot from them."
Yeah,
So it's
dude.
like,
I say that shit all the time. Like
yeah.
it's fulfilling for me. Like I enjoy doing this, but like when people tell me like, "Damn, man, this is dope." Like you're like what you do and what you like. I'm
We need
fortunate.
that.
Yeah, I'm fortunate. I have a lot of other streamers tell me off stream like, "Damn, dog, like you're A1 in my book," and like I hear that and I'm like, "Damn, like they're really saying it." You know what I mean? And I appreciate that tap because after a while, you meet such 100 streamers, and they all have their own shit going on. I started with a bunch of people around that same time that I did. They don't even stream anymore. They don't even talk anymore. And
Yeah.
that the community that we've got building over here is it's helped me learn more about myself and branch out more. So it's cool hearing you say,
Mhm.
the unfortunate one is not going to just be streaming. You know what I mean? Because I sit the same way. Like a while back when I started taking serious, I was like, I'm gonna build a brand. It's gonna be Jimmy Duke's Gaming, Jimmy Duke's Podcast, Jimmy Duke's Zix. I'm building a brand. It's not gonna be just me playing video games. I want to
Mhm.
do other stuff. And this podcast thing was always things I wanted to do, but it
Yeah,
just
this
didn't
too,
make
yeah.
sense at the time.
Mhm.
This is just gonna be something else that people will love to hear an insight on me outside of streaming. I had so many people tell me like, damn, I had no idea that Jimmy, I had no idea you said this, you said that. And it's cool because your community is getting to know you and you get to know them as well.
Mhm.
So it's not just about
You get a
the
lot.
streaming and the gaming. For me as a content creator, because that was one big thing that once I realized I started taking serious, I'm a content creator. I'm not just a streamer.
Yeah.
And that some people just consider themselves streamers, and that's okay. I've seen a lot of people that are successful that just stream and don't make clips.
Mhm.
That works for them. Me, I don't have the time to stream that much. So I have to maximize my time and make clips and bring people
Mhm.
in when I have my scheduled time. So I'm more of a content creator, doing a podcast, doing IRLs, doing different things outside of gaming it's helped me. How you said it
Yeah.
earlier, getting away from COD. I grew so much. I thought I had to be the sweatiest COD player to make it as a streamer. Once I got away from that, I grew so much more. I grew so much more. I met some cool ass people I would have never played or heard of if I didn't get away from that damn game. You know,
Word.
what I mean? Just
And you get different reactions, and
mm-hmm.
that's the thing. People get to see more of Jimmy because okay, this is Jimmy when he plays a scary game.
Yep,
This is Jimmy when he's
yep.
serious.
Well
This is
said,
Jimmy
man.
in the fun time. They get to see more sides of you, which is
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. So
That's dope,
yeah, it's
man.
definitely dope.
That's badass, man. Well, I appreciate your time, man. I know we've sat here for a little bit, chopped it up, and I got to know a little bit more about you and everybody else in here. Appreciate you guys coming by, man.
For sure. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Lastly, man, let them know where they could find you. What's your schedule? Like, what games you've been playing recently? Like, let everybody know what's up.
So that's the one thing I wasn't ready for. I've never been good at plugging myself. So hey, look, a
My name
learning
is the Unfortunate One.
experience.
I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, all right, guys. I'm out. Nah, but I stream on Facebook. Um, I'm trying to learn. Oh, quick goals. I got to cross platform. I need to cross platform more. I need to get more stuff out on like Twitch, YouTube,
I'm gonna get on you.
TikTok, all that
I'm gonna
stuff.
get on
Yeah.
you.
So those are the things. So I got to start doing more of that. But mainly it's Facebook. I stream on Facebook. The only I'm kind of I have a schedule, but it's not 100% always there. But it's like you might most likely catch me in the mornings and later at nights. In the evenings between about like 4 to 8, I'm usually with family. But I'm trying to stream usually as early as I can in the mornings, but like usually find me around 10, 11 o'clock EST
Yeah, that's what I'm
Eastern,
saying. Yeah, time zone. Okay.
and then nighttime around 7, 8 o'clock PM EST. And then the weekends are like I kind of alternate. One weekend I'll be streaming, the next weekend's family weekend.
Dope.
So yeah, I mean I'm on a lot and I post a lot. So if I can't be on, you'll know because I'm gonna post about it.
Dope.
So the page will has everything. So
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, man. And, I'm fortunate to have met you and come across and to chop it up with you, man, and get to know you a little bit more and let everybody know who you are, man, because I've said that, Green's in here. I see Robbie's in here. As you start leveling up, you want to start associating yourself with the right type of people. And I'm
yeah,
fortunate to know you. And I'm glad that, we're on the same path together. Even though we're in different lanes and we have different goals, we're just being positive and, reassuring each other that, hey, you're doing good. Or if you're fucking up, like, hey, Jimmy, that's not a good look. Or, hey, Miko, you need to do on this. Because
yeah,
I've called you out on little things like, come on, man, you got to do videos, dog. Yeah, you're right, man. Shit.
yeah, bro. Them
And
reels.
but that's the thing though. It's like you need to hear that from somebody that you respect, not
Hmm.
just somebody coming in here like, hey, why don't you do this? Like, who the fuck are you?
Facts.
Who the fuck are
Word.
you to telling me to do that? But if somebody tells me like, hey man, you should do this. Oh, I didn't think about that. Or like, hey, how do I do this? Or how'd you go about this? I have questions for, Robbie's in here. I'm gonna ask him questions, things like that. It's good to have that. And I respect you, bro. And I appreciate you coming on here, man, for sure.
Nah, likewise, man. Appreciate the time, man. I'm
Cool,
definitely
man.
when I start my stuff, I'm gonna get you too. So
Yeah, man.
it's gonna definitely be a good move, man. But I appreciate the time,
For
dog.
sure, man. Thank you guys. If there's any questions that you guys have for, Miko in here, you guys want to drop it off. And now we're gonna call it a wrap. And we will have another podcast next week. I don't want to give out who's gonna be on, but I want to make sure I lock it up.
Oh,
I have at least 2 or 3 more people lined up for the next week. I'm aiming for once a week. And this won't be the last time you guys see the unfortunate one. We do play games together once in a while and we co-stream. So you make sure you guys go check him out, man.
that game. What was that game
Lunch
yesterday?
Lady.
Super People.
Oh, super people. Hey,
Bruh, I like that game.
hey, you let me know if you. Hey, man,
Hey,
I'm
I
actually
might do it
debating about
tomorrow.
tonight, but I'll be
Oh,
on tonight.
tonight?
I
I
might,
might do it tonight.
I might be on tonight. Well, we'll talk about it off stream, man.
Yeah. Look, catch us, catch us on Super People.
Yeah,
Nah,
for sure, man.
it's pretty dope.
Yeah, man. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Against me, go take care of yourself, man. I gotta go pick up my kiddo. But thank you guys so much, man. Make sure you guys share the stream. You guys could rewatch this, listen to it in the background, and I appreciate your guys' time. We're gonna be having more content creators, and this is not the last time you see Fortunate One. We're gonna have open podcast sessions where we have topics and things that we're talking about. But I slowly want to introduce you to the guys that I fuck with. The guys that I'm gonna bring on these one-on-ones are people that I respect and I fuck with, and Miko's one of them. So we'll see you guys later, man. I'm gonna be on tonight. Miko will be on whatever. Go check him out on Fortunate One on Facebook Gaming. Until next time, peace out, homies. Y'all take care, man.
Sweet. Oh, did it end? That was a good one, man. I think I kind of, well, we went over an hour, but that wasn't bad.